Hey guys, Rendakor here, continuing the matter science. Today we're going to take a look at some equivalent exchange stuff and get a automated EMC generation setup going, and that shouldn't take too long. And then after that we're going to take a look at Mistcraft and go play around in some alternate worlds. So we're going to take this antimatter relay and we're going to take this upstairs. And we're gonna start using our second floor for something besides an empty fucking room with a bed on it. Now we need to find a good place to put this because I'm going to need to set it in the floor. Alright, yeah, this looks about good. So we're gonna set this up right here. And then these spots are eventually going to get filled with energy collectors. And this bit I'll just close off. And this is an antimatter relay. And what this does, if I haven't really showed this off, is anything you put in here will be burned into EMC up top, and you can use that to charge your Klein stars. So we'll just drop some cobble in there, and it turns cobble's only worth 1, so I got 3, and then that goes in here. And then you can use the Klein star to power your power items like your destruction catalyst, or to create matter directly at your transmutation tablet. So the goal is to make, well, we'll see. Let me go make the energy collectors and I'll explain their interactions in a sec. We've got a couple already, but I want to make new ones just so that we have independent ones just for, you know, this setup rather than borrowing ones that are already doing work elsewhere, generating me matter. Recipe for the collector is 1 furnace, 6 glowstone, a diamond block, and a piece of glass. So we've got the diamonds. Make a furnace. And there we go. And the energy collectors basically take light energy and turn it directly into EMC. We'll close this up. And we'll put the first one right here. Yeah, okay, so you see this isn't doing anything now on its own, and the reason is that it's just feeding that EMC directly into this relay. Now, if I put some fuel in here, like some coal, oh yeah, okay, good, I've got coal. Put the coal in here, and instead of feeding it into this, it'll pull the energy out of it, actually, that it had stored, and work on upgrading the coal through the fuel tree. So it'll turn into gunpowder, and then redstone, and then glowstone, and all the way up into Aeternalis fuel. This is what I had the one downstairs doing. But if there's nothing in there, it'll instead bleed that EMC back into the relay. And that's sort of the premise, is that you surround the relay with a bunch of these collectors, and then it'll just sort of generate a bunch of passive EMC for your Klein star. And that way you just kind of leave the Klein star in here forever, and it just fills up on its own without you having to do any work. Now, relays get their power from light, or not relays, collectors. So in order to get them optimally lit, you need to have either a glowstone or a jack-o'-lantern directly on top of them, and that increases the charge rate. The downside, of course, is that it makes them kind of a bitch to interact with, but you're never really going to interact with these ones because they're just going to be powering your relay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go take some shit that I've got that's not exactly useful, and we're going to burn all of it into EMC, and we're going to see if I can get a nice little flower going. So we don't really need to keep many of them. We'll keep 1 tungsten on hand, I guess, just cause, but that's another useless material. We'll leave 1 diamond. We'll need them. We'll take some uranium, because I don't really plan to do nuclear power, and we'll take the nickelite. We're going to burn all of this and see how much EMC we can get to use that to make a nice little flower to generate like a lot of power. Yeah, wow, that maxed out the relay. That's awesome. It's actually probably going to max out my Klein star, too. Yep, we're gonna need to go and upgrade my Klein star real quick. I know I've got another one sitting around somewhere. It takes 4 to make a Klein star Zwei. So we'll pull 2 of these out. Then we just need to get the last bit of EMC out of there. We'll go make our Klein star Zwei. And that can hold way more EMC. I think it can hold 200k, which probably still won't be enough for all this damn tungsten shit. Yeah, there we go. We'll burn all the non-tungsten first, just because the tungsten is still going to be more than the Klein star Zwei can hold. Alright, I've got enough in the Klein star to pull out 2 more energy collectors. So we're going to go do that. And the cool thing about the transmutation tablet is that I don't have to fucking go through the hassle of making these things by hand. We can just pull them out and go set them up. I'm going to do the sides first. So now you see the passive rate is actually going pretty quick with just 3 of them. You know, it's building EMC on its own at a pretty good rate. So we will continue and burn some more tungsten to get ideally at least 2 more energy collectors going. Alright, there, we've got enough for 2 more. And that will complete this little basic sort of flower. Now one of them is going to go under it, and that was the reason we had to find a good spot for it, because this is going to extend down into my flooring a little bit. And I guess we should have it facing forward at least. There, alright. And the condensers and collectors themselves all emit light, so placing one directly on top of another will not fuck up your production of energy or anything. And then the last one we're going to put right here. God, whoops. So now the energy is really coming in pretty quick. And we'll empty it all out into our Klein star. And you see it's still going up, on its own pretty fast. Now, the next step from here, you have kind of 2 options. You can either make a bigger giant flower, or you can start upgrading the stuff you have here to the next tier of materials. So if you look at this in NEI and you hit U, you can see what you can do with it. And that is the regular collector. And if you surround that with a bunch of glowstone and 1 dark matter, you will get a collector Mark II. Now, I haven't shown you what dark matter is, so we'll take a look at that. To make dark matter, you need 8 Aeternalis fuels and 1 diamond block. Now, I don't know if we have enough mats to make a diamond block, but I think we might. And I know I've got the Aeternalis fuel. If not down here, then in my fuel chest. Yeah, here we go. I've only got 1 diamond left in there, and I don't really want to use my last one. So what we'll do is we'll pull some diamonds out of the Klein star. And almost, but not quite. So here's what we'll do. We will transmute 1 of these. Okay, good, there we go. Using the Klein star into a diamond. There we go. So, we will take our 9 diamonds and we will make a diamond block. And then we will surround it with the Aeternalis fuel to make dark matter. There we go. So we have dark matter now, and I made 1 earlier, but I wanted to go through the whole process with you so you guys could see what it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to upgrade one of our collectors here, and I'm going to use the one on the bottom just because it's kind of easier to get to. God. And we also will need some glowstone, which I do not have enough EMC for. So I'm going to burn down some Mobius fuel into glowstone. There we go. And we will pull the excess off as coal to be burned back in later. Okay. So, the collector in the middle, the dark matter on top, and a ring of glowstone makes a collector Mark II. And you see the EMC on this is way higher, and that's because this generates EMC at a much, much faster rate. So we're going to go place it back on here. And the reason I'm upgrading this one now is so that I never have to jump through these fucking hoops again to get this motherfucker positioned properly. Because that was kind of annoying. Except apparently the collector is not, or the relay is not emitting light like I wanted it to. So we're not going to put the Mark II one down here. We'll move the Mark II one right there. We'll put the Mark I right here. I thought they were all supposed to be light-emitting blocks, but apparently not the case. So now the energy is coming in really quick. Like, you saw I was down there for, like, what, 2 minutes maybe, and it's generated half a diamond. So now the thing is that you sort of leave this in here and just let it do its magic on its own. Now, we do still have one more dark matter, so let's take a look at upgrading the relay. Whoops. What do they call it now? Maybe it's just relay. Oh, okay, there's a hyphen. Alright, so here's the relay Mark II. And this is the same recipe. One relay, one dark matter, and instead this time you use a bunch of obsidian. So we're going to pull the Klein star out. We're going to go make sure I have that obsidian. Actually, we'll leave the Klein star in there. Go make sure I have that obsidian, because I don't want to break the relay and have it out for long, because that EMC is just kind of going to get wasted. So here's our relay. And we'll upgrade this to Mark II as well. Now we just need to go place this stuff again, and I probably have to do the relay first. And in fact, probably going to do that so that I've got something to place it on. Because machines with UIs are fucking finicky. So the relay goes right there. Put the Klein star in. I really should have given this all its own floor. Okay, and now it's getting light. I guess the Mark I relays don't glow very well. I knew that everything I'd ever read had them stacking shit right on top of each other and that there was never problems with it, but there we go. We now have a Mark II relay down there. You see it looks a little different. And we've got the one Mark II collector and the rest are all Mark Is. And what we're going to do is get everything up. Well, actually, no, we're going to upgrade the one collector to Mark III first. And then once that's done, we will go upgrade the rest of them. Now, all this excess EMC is just from when the relay was in there. So we're just going to pop the Klein star in there and take it all out. Can I get to that one? Yes, I can. Sweet. And then we're going to go leave the Klein star in there for a little while and let it do its thing while we go take a look at Mistcraft.